Hello students, my name is Shayan Mitra. I am the faculty member of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Today I am going to taking the class of digital signal processing to lab. The subject code is ETC LDSP slash S6. Sorry for the delay. Okay. So as we are discussing, this is the introductory class of data signal processing to lab. Uh, Today, we are going to give you the brief understanding of what are the basic topics we are going to cover uh, in this subject. In this subject, we are going to understand the fast Fourier transform. We are going to understand the Z transform. We are going to understand the how different filters works. So to understand why we have to understand the Fourier transform, why we have to use um, different filters, all these things are nothing but the basic elements of digital signal processing. So in this first introductory class, we are going to understand the basic format, the basic forma of digital signal processing. In case of digital signal processing, what we really do is the basic. If we have to, if I have to give you a brief overview, what we really do with digital signal processing is that we take analog signal which are being scattered around. Every signal that the source could be anything. Any natural signal is analog signal. Okay, so the process of convert that analog signal into a digital signal and processing that digital signal is the whole priority, or the whole uh, I would say the basic uh, urge to understand why we use this is that we convert analog signal, we process it, smoothen it, okay, and try to reach the level of perfection to get a proper processed digital signal. To convert analog signal, we basically use the analog digital converter, and we use the process of creating a discrete signal from analog signal by discretizing the independent variable, and after that converting an analog signal or continuous time signal into a discrete time signal. Then we use another process to convert a discrete time signal to digital signal, where basically what we do, we discretize the dependent variable. Okay, by doing that, so first discretizing the independent variable, the second step is discretizing the dependent variable. By doing these two things, we convert a specific analog signal into a digital signal. Now, to perform all these operation and perform different kind of operation with digital signal is the scope of understanding the digital signal processing. Okay, so in this first introductory class, we will going to go through few basic elements of DSP, where I will give you a thorough understanding of basic elements. Those are used uh, for digital signal processing device, and the significance, advantage, disadvantage, and the basic working principle of these elements. Okay, so let's begin with it. So as we have already discussed, this is the basic DSP2 lab, and this is the lecture 1, is the introductory class. Okay, so let's begin with it. Okay, so first these two things are we're going to come to here later. First we go through the basic elements of DSP. Now in case of basic elements of DSP, what we have here, that um, what has been written here is we have okay, sorry, over here the digital signal processor consists of anti-aliasing filter, analog to digital converter, a digital filter represented by the transfer function, a digital to analog converter, and a reconstruction filter. Okay, and What we have here is we have analog signal which goes through a sample and hold circuit, provide a discrete signal, goes through a digital converter, gives a digital signal, we goes to a digital filter and we get a final smoothen out digital signal. Now, in case of analog signal, when you put analog signal here, in the analog signal, it will goes through a sample and hold circuit. A sample and hold circuit basically is a circuit where we use a switch to get the specific value of a analog. Suppose this is analog signal. Now we have to convert this analog signal to digital signal. But first, a discrete time signal. This is in this axis the independent variable time. In this axis, the x of t. Okay, this is the independent variable. This is the dependent variable. And now we convert this. Okay, we goes through that switch. Okay, suppose we have to take the value. So suppose we get the value at 1 second, second, third, fourth. Each time we get these values, right? So at first second we get some value, at second we get some value, third second we get some value, fourth second we get some value. So what will happen really is that a specific analog signal is converted into a discrete time signal where we discretize the what? We discretize the time independent variable. Okay, and by doing that we get the discrete time signal. Now using a reference voltage, okay, using a reference voltage, we do nothing, we just take the value of this voltage and we compare this with the reference voltage. If the reference volt from this voltage greater than reference voltage, we get the value +1, and if this value is less than reference voltage, we get the value 0. So we get a stream of combination of +1 0 1 0 1 values. Okay, and we get this combination. This is a basic digital signal. Okay, so for that, first we use the sample and hold circuit, creates the discrete time signal, then we feed that discrete time signal into analog to digital converter. It will create the discrete time signal using the digital filter. The digital filter basically used to control which kind of signal, what's the frequency of the signal that could be used, okay, or what would be needed. So these are the point. Okay, so these are the basic elements of DSP, and we'll go through few more elements. Another this is a I would say a whole digital signal processor where we have each and every element differently. This is a microphone through which the analog signal is being fed to the signal conditioner, basically a buffer. Then we use the anti-aliasing filter. We'll go through this anti-aliasing filter later. Okay, then we'll go to the A to D converter. Then it goes to the processor, it's processed. Then we use the D to A converter, smoothing filter. Then we goes to the final output. This is also an analog signal. So why we have to do the whole thing just to get the same analog signal here and same analog signal here? Basically, this elements of digital signal processing used to create a specific analog signal which should be noise free or perfect in its own sense. Okay, we'll go through this word also. What is perfect in its own sense means? Okay, so okay, first okay, so two things: anti-aliasing filter, smoothing filter. We are going to understand these two. We already know what is an A to D converter, what is a D to A converter, and we also know what is a processor means, right? So let's go to the next slide. Now here we have three basic block diagram filter elements. Now These 3 points are, one is adder, another is multiplier, and another is delay. Now what is the function of adder? The function of adder is very simple, that it basically adds two different signals. Okay, and what does that mean? It means suppose we have a signal here, 1, 2, 3, and we have a signal here, discrete time signal, absolutely, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we add these two signals, okay, right, x of t, t, x of t, t, we get what kind of result we will get? We get this kind of simple mathematical operation, nothing else. In 1 we get 1, so 1 and 1 we get 2. In at x of 1 we get the value 2, and x of 2 is 0, this is 1, right? So we get the value 1 here. Simple mathematics. Okay, this is 3, we get 3, 1, 1. At 3 we get the same value 2, and 4 there is no value remain in the first signal. This is the first signal, second signal, and we get the value 1, right? So this is the basic function of a adder. There's nothing new to understand here. It's a very basic operation where we just have a specific analog signal, we convert it. At each point it will have some value or it will not have some value, so depending upon that we create this specific analog signal. Okay, so what has happened now? Another element, that is multiplier. What is the function of multiplier? Is nothing but to multiply a specific constant coefficient with the basic signal, right? Okay, another one is a delay element. Now what is the function of a delay element? Suppose take this signal is 1, 2, 3, which each have values 1, right? This is delay element. Now if we process this signal and make it to go through this delay element, what we will have? We have this signal. Okay. At 1 it will have a 0 value, at 2 it will have 1, at 3 it will have something else, at 4 it will have something else. What will happen? The basic structure of the signal is remain here. Okay, what we will do, what we just have, make it a single delay. Now if we have to make a delay of 4, then we have to make this signal to go through this kind of element 4 times, which will provide me single delay at each device. Okay, this is the basic forma or function of a delay. I hope it's a very simple diagram and also very simple logic and function of a signal. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And we have here a constant multiplier. There is no basic difference between the working principle of a constant multiplier and a multiplier. Same. This is a fan out. Fan out means a signal. There is a point where the signal, the strength of the signal will get what I would say divided in two parts. Right? Divided in two parts. This is a delay element, and this is a basic building blocks of a DSP. Okay, this is the input signal. It's a multiplier. This is also a multiplier. It goes to the delay. It goes to this adder, and it provides your specific output. Okay. Now this is a signal. Goes through this. Goes through this. Goes through this. Goes through this. These are the multipliers, right? And goes through these delay elements. Again, it will be added here. Okay, and it basically it's a whole basic block diagram of a digital signal processor, right? And we have used these elements for the purpose of processing. Okay, and this is another example of how it's a much more closer look of a basic real-time digital signal processor. We use blocks which are repetitively added up So this is the added tree, and this accumulator will help to uh, the same process and will give us the okay. So in the upcoming lectures and upcoming online tutorial, we are going to understand how can we make this kind of a logic. Okay, using the basic block diagram, using the signals, using the Fourier transform, okay, using the filters. Okay, this is the basic objective of our subject here. Okay. So thank you. I'm going to conclude my lecture here. So good night.